Welcome to episode 3 of my hotkey guide. We're live here on Twitch, and we have some great chatters give me some info about using the F keys, which I've kind of been a holdout to do, but I did want to go through and explain them in case you're curious. So I've put this into Notepad. I could show you. This is actually exactly what was sent to me on Twitch. But essentially, F1 will select all the military buildings. F2 will select all the economic buildings. F3 will be all the technology buildings, and F4 will be all landmarks, wonders, and of course that includes the capital town center. Now, there's kind of a catch with this because I noticed that sometimes I have unpredictable results. So use your caution, go into single player and test this out for yourself. And I bet it's going to be different with some civilizations, but I'll show you my results. So if I press F1 to select all military buildings, you can see it's selected my barracks, my archery range, my stable. For Delhi, it does appear that it's selected the mosque, which I don't love. And it also appears that it has selected the scholar inside of said mosque. Let's see if I get rid of him. Okay, so... okay, whatever. So F1 will select all the military buildings. Now what you do, once you have selected them, you hit Tab. And if you hit Tab, you see down here, it goes through each of the boxes. So I'm able to quickly go through these buildings and do things. Now, for me, I like to set my military hotkeys. If you watch my previous guides, I like to set them to 4, 5, and 6. I like to set them to their own control grip. So I'm not sure if I'll be using the select all military, but if you need to quickly find one from across the map and you don't, maybe you have multiple military buildings, maybe this could be useful. So F1 is your military buildings. F2 is all of your economic buildings. This is the one I could imagine using the most. I'm going to delete all this. So if I press F2, it's selected all my economic buildings. You do see my market is also selected here as well. Now, why this is useful, you hit the second age, right? Or you hit the third age, and then you have to go around, click this, click those, click this, get all these, click this, and these are probably spread out, and you're trying to do other things, and it can really slow you down, especially like later on in the game when you hit age 3, hit age 4, got other stuff to do. You don't need to be hunting, trying to find where the most efficient mill or lumber camp, whatever it is. So I can hit F2, and then I can just, QWER is going to be the top row of the keyboard, so I can go. This is assuming you have all these, but I can just go. There you go. I just hit the top row, and it does all of them. Very interesting. It's very interesting which ones it decides to do. Because look at that. If I have all... See, this is why I say you got to experiment with it. Okay, so look at this. If I hit F2, it's got all of them selected, and it seems to pick 1 from each of the building, but 2 from the mill. But it's not giving... Look, I definitely have 2 to research in the lumber camp, and look at this. It doesn't show up. Very weird. Okay, so... But anyways, regardless, I think this is useful. F2, spam this, hit Tab, and you can cycle through each of the buildings. So it's a quicker way to get through these. Just another way. F2 will get all your economic. You can also use it to find if you hit F2, and then you can also always control-click any of this stuff, right? And I can control-click. There's my market. Even if I press F1, control-click the stable, it'll just select that stable. I use home, actually, to jump back to it. So there's F2. F3 would do all technology buildings. Now, right now, I only have the blacksmith. I do believe it also will select the university. So you do the same tabbing method. It, unfortunately, I understand, does not select the House of Learning because it's technically considered a landmark. Okay? So lastly, I will do F4, and that will select all my landmarks. And you see there, I have my capital. I've got my other one, Dome of Faith. Now, I usually actually set my Dome of Faith to its own hotkey when I'm playing, just because I like to keep the scholars queuing, and I don't want to press F4 and then tab through. I don't know. It's just a little... I think the F keys are a little bit challenging to use. But, docks also go into F1. Thank you for that clarification. So docks are also considered a military building. So there you have it. That is how you can use the F1, 2, 3, and 4 keys to enhance your selection of your buildings. Perhaps it's useful to select all of them. And let me know in the comments below if you like to use these hotkeys. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use them. I think I'm going to try to use at least F2. But hotkeys, like I always say, are very, very personal to each player. So you might like them. I might not. You might want to rebind them. And that's just the way we have it. So thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.